Jim Norton Show starts now.
Hello. The Jim Norton Show is now commencing. What an unbelievably fun Opie and Anthony program today. We had 50 Cent come in, if you tuned in late. He was really, really great, interesting interview. And, of course, Bob Kelly stopped in, and then we had Chael Sonnen and John Jones together. Much more subdued interview, and they got along a lot better than I would have suspected they were going to get along, which was nice because it was real. It wasn't that there's none of that fake, wrestling angst, that the guys do to promote shit. They just were getting along, and they were acting like they got along. And then the show just, I don't know what happened. It just went south. But Sal volunteered to do something for the Opie and Anthony Gay Off. And we wound up having a lot of Bob Kelly's ass got smelled by Sal and by Troy and by E-Rock. And I think the consensus was that it was an abomination. And then Troy put his finger in his ass and rubbed it under Sal's nose and under E-Rock's nose. And then Sal ate a Sherry's berry out of Troy's asshole. And then Troy threw the berry at Sal. So that's your Opie and Anthony update. And I don't know if anybody has. I usually start off reading an email, but I don't have any emails to in front of me now. So if you guys want to call in, you're more than welcome to call in, and I will try to help you.
You want to take a call?
Of course. That's what I'm here for, Sam.
Seth in Wisconsin.
Hi, Seth.
Hey, Jimmy, how we doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Not bad. I need to know, should I tell the wife that I got caught trying to pick up a prostitute off of back pages?
Well, how'd you get caught?
I didn't use all my advice and walked in the hotel room and laid the money on the table, and the cops came through the door.
Oh, wow. I didn't even... It's amazing they waste police manpower going after just a guy trying to get laid. Now, it's a misdemeanor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little town, so it's not ever going to show up on my criminal record.
Do you think your wife will find out if you don't tell her?
No.
I don't know, man. What's the advantage of telling her, besides the fact that you don't feel as guilty? How do you think she'll react?
I think she'll try to divorce me.
Well, then why would you tell her?
Because I'm stuck in a place where I go to a 12-step program.
Okay.
And in the 12-step program, they teach me honesty is the best answer.
Rigorous honesty, yeah. I mean, they also say that before doing certain things, you have to weigh the options. There's points where in certain programs they talk about making amends to people we've harmed, and they say we have to weigh the options, except when to do so would injure them or others. I don't want to get too specific about it, but you might just want to weigh the option and see what is it important to be honest and clear your conscience, and which is something that's certainly going to hurt her and possibly end the marriage, or do you kind of just talk it over with someone who you spiritually respect, and then maybe I would talk it over with somebody you respect, who's maybe goes to your program and has more time, or who that you talk to frequently. But it's a tough call. I mean, that's a case I particularly would not be honest in.
All right, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I figure I'd get your advice since you have history in that.
Yeah, especially if you fucked up. And if you really think it's going to end the marriage, then if you want the marriage to be over, tell her. But if you don't, then you might just have to eat this one yourself, and talk it over with somebody and confess it to somebody who you respect.
All right, Jimmy, I do appreciate it.
Good luck, buddy.
Yep, thanks.
All right, Sam. Who else can I help?
Doug in Wisconsin.
Hello, Doug.
Good evening.
That's what I would be if I was in Wisconsin. I'd be Doug in Wisconsin because people would dig me. Boo. Hello, Douglas. You think that was a good one?
No. Terrible.
First of all, Jimmy, I finally started watching The Wire 10 years late, and thank you for turning me on to that. But I think that D'Angelo looks just like a black version of you.
Oh, real D'Angelo Barksdale, yes. I forget his real name. He's a great actor. But I'm sure he wouldn't be happy to hear that.
All right, so here's the thing. I've been with my wife now 6-7 years. She's got a long history of abuse when she was a kid, molested, raped. She's on antidepressants and high anxiety medicines. And the sex life has been like once a year 5 years, and now it's coming on like a year and a half. We're separated. I'm trying to be the nice guy, trying to work it out. But yet I've got this, I'm 42, she's 36, but I've got this 25-year-old that I get along really great with that wants to fuck my brains out. And I think it would be a much better relationship, but I still have that loyalty to my wife. I still have the commitment, but it's like I hate the fact that I have to hurt one person to make myself happy.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't want to take the approach. You don't want to go up to your wife and go like, "Look, hey, how come we're not having more sex?" I mean, it's not like you haven't done it before. You know, that will really kill her. It's a tough call because you know, when certain things happen, there people, as they say, die below the waist. You know, they get fucked up. And psychologically, that's really heavy stuff. So, you know, I can't fault her for not wanting to have sex if she was raped and molested. Is there a way, have you talked to her about it and said, look, I need more sex, let's go to therapy and figure this out?
Oh, it's been a constant issue in our relationship for years. And she's finally now going to the doctor to get hormone therapy to see if she can get her libido back. Cause, she just has no interest.
What happens when you approach her? What does she do?
She gets very defensive, and I try to approach it very calm and very, you know, even keeled, and not like, "Cut, you gotta fuck me," you know.
Right.
You know, I come at it very, you know, understanding, but she gets very defensive, and she's like, "It's always coming up," and I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Well, you're married, yeah, of course, you want to fuck. It's tough, dude. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's big issues there for her, and you know, I don't know what it's like to have those horrible memories, so maybe that would have fucked me up, too. Did you ever try a different approach? Like, does she like it when you're dirty, or when you do have sex, what does she enjoy?
It's plain Jane. It's there's not much to it. She even made the comment to me the other day, which kind of could be my out. You know, she said, well, if you want somebody that's a porn star, you better just leave right now. And I didn't say anything at the time, but it's like, man, that could be my way out.
Now, but women, I hate when women say that shit, too. I hate when women throw that manipulative shit at you. If you want them to be a little dirty, like, well, if you want a porn star, that's their excuse. That's they're trying to guilt you into not wanting what you want. You know, I think that she's full of shit to say that, too. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to fuck sometimes, you know, a lot more than once every year and a half.
Sure, yeah, and I have a very high sex drive. I'm such a horny, kinky son of a bitch, and it's like, you know, my level of commitment and faithfulness is like killing me because I want more.
Why'd you marry her if you knew that she was kind of messed up with this stuff?
Well, it was still tolerable at the time.
Okay.
It was still at the point, and I do love her. I'm really in love with her, and I care about her, and it was tolerable at the time. But it's just gone downhill worse and worse. You know, we went up to a cabin for our anniversary 2 nights, and nothing happened. All we did was fight, and it's like, really?
Yeah. What do they say? Good sex is 10% of a relationship. Bad sex is 90% of a relationship. You know, if I were you, I would tell her, maybe tell her like you're gonna have to move on if she won't at least try.
Right.
Because I don't think if you want a porn star, get it. Like that's a shit answer. That's not a real answer. You're not asking her to be a porn star. What kind of porn star fucks once every year and a half?
Yeah, she's very good at turning it around, saying, well, it's your anxiety that fucks it up, and it's your things that fucks it up. And it's like, my anxiety is triggered by the fact that we don't have sex.
Sure.
If we had a normal love life, my anxiety and my issues wouldn't be there.
Would she let you go out and fuck somebody else? Would she have an open relationship?
No, she never would.
So she just expects you to not want to get pussy.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I would definitely start to think about leaving. And, you know, I'm sure you love her. You have to make a decision. What's more important? I mean, if you want to get laid once in a while, it's kind of hard to stick around if you know that it's not going to happen.
The hard part is in my decision is made that I want to be with this other chick, but I'm the kind of person that hates hurting somebody.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, I'll sacrifice my happiness not to hurt her, which just makes me a fucking pansy. But it's like I care about her. I don't want to hurt her and say, look, it's just not working. I got to go. Yeah,
I know, but you're probably codependent, which is probably part of why you were attracted to each other to begin with, because you sensed that she was a mess. You probably knew she was a mess before you married her. And we have these things where we want to fix people. We're like, it won't be that bad. And then it's even worse than you thought. So, maybe you should examine why it is that you were attracted to someone who was not going to want to fuck you if you're a kinky guy.
Right. Yeah, Yep. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
That's a rough spot to be, man. Married, wife doesn't want to have sex. I've never been in a relationship with that.
Tom in Chicago.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been better.
Oh, okay.
I when you guys came to Chicago, I'm the cop that was trying to set up the ride-along for you guys through Kenny, and it all just went to shit.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. Your guy said no, it happens.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart, but since that time, during that time I was off with injuries, and since that time I've been forced off the job because I can't get these injuries fixed by the city. I'm getting totally jerked around.
Wow.
And it's been since November of 2011. I have to take handfuls of Vicodin every day to get through the day because of my injuries that the city won't pay for to get fixed. And now I've started drinking I know it's out of control. I'm drinking the blackout level, and my wife sees it, my kids see it, and I'm just totally embarrassed by it. And I was just kind of wondering if there's, without going through an AA, I'm a totally non-religious person, and I know you've been through a lot, and I was just wondering if you had any advice on how to get clean from. I think the Vicodin stuff will take care of itself once I get the surgery I need.
Vicodin, let me tell you, Vicodin very rarely takes care of itself. I'm not saying it can't, but it's not likely. Vicodin's really addictive, man. And Vicodin doesn't, if you're addicted to Vicodin, it's a little, it's going to be a little unpleasant getting off it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be the end of your life. But Vicodin usually doesn't take care of itself.
Yeah.
Because people find reasons to do it after the surgery is long over. That's what addiction's about. So are you still insured? Can you get into a rehab?
I am. I'm paying through insurance while I'm fighting to get a disability. And I had one back surgery already and went through the DTs in the hospital after the back surgery, and that was a lot of fun, let me tell you.
Right. So that doesn't sound like anything's going to take care of itself. Why don't you go to a rehab?
Yeah, I guess that's the answer that I kind of knew, but I was hoping there was a different way that's not so.
Yeah. Sure.
It's it's totally admitting defeat to enter rehab, but I think you're right. That's probably the best way to go.
Well, that's the only way to stop is to completely admit defeat. You are defeated. It's okay. Better people than you and me have been defeated, and many more will be. It's there's nothing wrong with admitting complete defeat. That's kind of what you have to do. Yeah. To begin to, they call it surrendering. You kind of have to surrender to it. I give up. I completely give up. It's beaten me. When we try to control it, or we try to manage it, or we try to be bigger than it, we never, ever win. So my suggestion would be rehab. You already knew that. And don't look for the easier, softer way, as they said. Just try the rehab, and you may hear some things that you don't like, but that may wind up saving your life and saving your marriage. And if everyone's telling you and you see it, just do something about it, because you got a lot of years ahead of you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. Good luck.
Love the show. Take care.
Thank you, man. Good luck, brother.
Jason in Ohio.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
I've been with my wife since we were 15 years old.
Jesus.
We married right out of high school. We have 5 kids.
Wow. How old are you now?
42.
Okay. Wow. 27 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just getting bored. We're just bored. We've tried everything. We've done everything you could think of, and it's just nothing's working anymore.
Because neither one of you really went through that exploration stage. If you got married when you were 15, I'm going to guess maybe you had 1 or 2 sexual partners before each other. But it's you didn't get a lot of it out of your system. Like all that dating and shit that people go through, and then they kind of land on somebody. You guys kind of started out together and never got to go around and then just land on that person. You know what I mean?
Right, I understand.
So what have you tried? What have you tried that you thought was going to work that didn't work?
We've tried exchanging partners. We've tried
swapping.
Swapping. We've tried toys. We've tried Anal sex, we've tried everything.
Do you think maybe it's just time to move on? Maybe you both just want to move on.
Yeah, after 27 years, it's kind of hard to say that. You know what I mean?
Sure. How does she feel? Maybe she feels the same way, no?
Yeah, well, you know, we still got young kids at home. We got 5 kids all together.
Right. Fuck. That's a rough one, man. And you guys have talked about it? You both feel the same way, huh?
Yeah, just sex is non-existent anymore. I say I'm bored, but I don't care anymore.
Do you ask her what she wants? Like, do you ask her what would make her more interested in sex?
No, I never have.
Maybe you should try that. Like, instead of, and I get it's human instinct just to think of what we're not getting and what we're lacking. But maybe if you said to her, like, look, we both know we're in this spot. We've been together for a while. What would it take for you to be more interested in sex? Like, what would you like? You might be surprised that there might be something you're doing that she secretly doesn't like, or that you're not doing that she's embarrassed to ask for. Like, even after 25, 26 years, people can still be embarrassed by certain things they want. So maybe you could ask her what would do it for her, and see if that's something you can maybe try to, break the rut, like, by doing that.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim.
You're welcome, man.
John in Huntington Beach.
Hello, John.
Hey, Jimmy.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man.
Hey, a prior caller mentioned The Wire. What'd you think about Stringer Bell in the Mumford & Sons video for Lover of the Light?
I never saw it. Idris Elba, his name is. I've never seen it. I just started watching Luther. It's a show he does in England where he plays a detective. And I like his acting a lot. I got through the first episode. Some of the writing is annoying me a little bit. There's too much, intense interaction between him and the co-star. But I have not seen the video, so I know nothing about Mumford and Sons other than I hate their name.
Mumford & Sons, you might like them though. They're pretty good. I don't know. I mean,
I'm a closed-minded idiot. I am.
No, I mean, that good stuff. And then we got, the best character ever, Omar, of course. I don't know if you like Boardwalk Empire or not.
I do.
That's not what I call though.
What's
but
up?
Anyway, I'm pushing 37, and I'm still fucking working the same job I had in high school. And
what kind of job is it?
It's a grocery store job.
Okay, so what got you stuck? What did you want to do before that?
You know what? I've never known what I wanted to do. I've never known. I've never got along with people socially. I'll tell you right. So I'm taking 6 milligrams of Xanax. That's my actual prescription. I'm not abusing. Technically I am abusing the chemical, but I'm prescribed that medication.
Why were you prescribed Xanax? What's wrong?
I have anxiety disorder, or I have depression in general. I have generalized anxiety disorder, and I drink a lot. I'm drunk right now. I can barely talk, but. The main thing is, even when I'm sober, I can't motivate myself. I just can't fucking do anything. Like, move on. I just can't fucking get on the monster.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second, buddy. How long have you been drinking and partying? Since high school?
Since I was 16 years old.
Okay, so what happens is your development stopped there. Like, a lot of times emotional growth will stop once we start using or abusing like alcohol and drugs. That's why
I had friends that started drinking the same age and drank heavily, and they they have families, they have kids.
Sure. Some people, first of all, you don't know where they are mentally deep down. Some people are able to move on and do this and that, but maybe you're one of those guys that just got stuck in that place. And the reason it's the same way even when you're not drinking at that moment is because you're still in that lifestyle. So maybe you want to give up the drinking. And I don't know what to tell you about the Xanax. I'm not a doctor, but maybe you want to give up the drinking and try doing something about that and just see if that doesn't kind of restart a fire for you and, maybe change the way you look at life. Because that's what needs to change, the way you're looking at life and this lethargy and this, I'm just stuck here.
I think you look down on people that drink too much. I've heard you talk about people that come up to you at shows that are drunk. I met you in Irvine. I had you sign my book. And then I asked you to sign it again, just joking around, and you were like, I already signed it, kind of pushing me aside.
I probably wasn't pushing you aside. I probably thought, because I get a lot of people that will ask me to sign, they don't realize I have.
Oh, yeah, no, you were amazing. You were just polite. I was being a complete drunk dick. I was trying to, get my way in to have a conversation with you to kind of talk to you.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
Well, no, I don't look down on people who drink, dude, at all. I mean, I'm in recovery. I'm very lucky to be in recovery. I'm not better than people who drink at all. I wish they would all get into recovery. I feel for people who drink. And, I feel bad that they haven't made that decision. So that's what my suggestion is, man. That's what you should address. The grocery store job, believe me, that you can get out of. You just feel safe and comfortable, and it's all you know. But if you change other things, you can change that.
Because the problem is, real quick, criminal record. I have 4 misdemeanors. How do I go about that? I mean, I can't just move on to a job because now they ask. They ask about not just felonies, but they ask about misdemeanors.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe it will limit certain opportunities, but because you have 4 misdemeanors, you are not relegated to the grocery store for the rest of your life. There's a balance in there. Like maybe, all right, you're probably not going to get a Secret Service job, but there's something else you can do besides grocery store. So I would suggest cleaning up, man, sober up a little bit for real, and I think you'll see life a little bit differently. And I really mean that. You should try that. You should really try it.
I appreciate that. And
Okay.
Did you go through real quick? Did you go through the 7 steps or whatever it is, fucking 12 steps?
Well, there's some programs that have 12 steps. And if I was going to meetings where there's 12 steps, I would try to have worked a lot of them. I'm certainly not great at all of them. But that's the type of
I'm not religious, so yeah.
Me neither, buddy. Do I seem religious? I do fucking shit humor, and I talk about prostitutes all the time. I'm not religious either. Thank you for the call.
You're a fucking great guy. You're a great guy, man.
Good luck, brother. Thank you.
Peter in Toronto.
Hello, Pete.
Hi, Jimmy. First off, this is depressing.
Okay.
No, but I mean the show. But hey, thanks for taking my call.
You're very welcome.
I'll get right to it, Jimmy.
Sure.
Somebody close in our family, my brother-in-law, was arrested for child pornography.
Oof.
And I'm at a fork in the road because, Jimmy, I gotta decide if I want to stick up for my values. I've always thought that if I knew a guy who did child pornography, I'd cut him out of my life. But it's so close. Our family is really close, and we're really close to that side of the family.
Right. Now, was he viewing it or making it?
No, yeah, he wasn't in production. He went in a dark place, so to speak. For a few months, he pulled out on his own. But then it was too late. There was a sweep, and the police swept him up into it.
How much stuff did they find on him?
To his credit, Jimmy, I won't get into numbers, but it does look like, it was just a mistake, as he says, or has other people in our family say so. Let me ask you, Jimmy, do you know anybody who's ever been arrested for child pornography? And how did that change your relationship with that person, no matter how close they were?
I really don't. I mean, I'm sure I know people who like child porn. That's the weird thing about child porn. Like, even comics, where we talk about everything, no one talks about that. Like, I don't know one person I know that likes that stuff. And I certainly don't know anybody do I know anyone who's been arrested? If I do, I can't remember them. Oh, yeah, I knew one guy who was arrested for fucking young boys, but I didn't know him that well. And it would depend on who the person was. How would it change my relationship? I mean, you can love somebody and not like what they do or even hate what they do. It would depend on how they handle it, too. Like, if he decides to get help and he really gets help for it and it's something he really addresses, well, then maybe you can resume your relationship with him. But if it's something that he's like, I just looked at it. Child porn is different, man, than regular fucking porn. That's a demon. And if he's not willing to acknowledge to himself how horrible that shit is and how damaging it is, then you might want to separate from him with love. You don't have to detach angrily, but, if he's not really willing to get help for it after the arrest and after the legal stuff is done, you might want to rethink that. But if he's getting help, that's one thing. He's
He's definitely getting help. But you know what the problem is, Jimmy? In order to get help, he's got to sign up. Get this. He's got to sign up for these support groups. There's a fucking waiting list.
Wow.
To get on that list. That's how many, people are in this world that do that shit. But we have kids. There's kids in the picture. So one of the questions is, you don't want to be that parent that forgives him or whatever, and you get back into our lives with him.
Right.
And then you're that parent that finds out later that he actually did something, and you're thinking, what if? So
I think you should put your kids first, obviously. What's more important? Taking the chance that you might make a snap decision on him that's not right, or endangering your kids.
The flip side to all of this, Jimmy, is I've been reading up on people who are sex offenders to a certain degree, and there's many different degrees of sex offenders, right?
Yes.
And there is a witch hunt. There is to say that people will jump to conclusions, and we don't see, if anything, we don't see child pornography in degrees, like, oh, I just viewed, or the production of it.
Sure they do. There's different legal ramifications for those things. You go to jail.
Society doesn't.
Well, because I'll tell you why. Society may not look at like, the legality of this differently, because society has had enough of children being victimized sexually. So if you're caught up in that net unfairly because you only looked at it, you didn't make it, well, that's the risk you take when you go and download it. Do you know? And I'm not being holier than thou, but it's something that you know is extremely damaging when you download it, because no kid can make the decision to volunteer to be fucked in child pornography. It's like when you watch porn, you know what? She could be a drug addict, or she could just be a girl with great tits who decided to make a living fucking. But when there's kids involved, you know that before you go in. So you take that risk.
There's even degrees in the graphic, you know, how graphic the pictures are. We're talking kid pornography can be technically kids in a bathing suit.
I know. I understand that. I understand that. Yes.
But then there's you can involve a subject who's physically assaulting, and those are different degrees. So even then, you wonder, should you just lump this person into that just because they had a thing for 12-year-olds in bathing suits?
Well, the fact that you have to go through all this explanation in your head, and this justification and this excuse making for this person, because deep down you probably don't want to acknowledge, like, wow, man, I shouldn't really be that close to this person anymore. This is bad. So you're making excuses like, well, there's degrees, and you're right. So he's not going to go to jail for child rape. But if he got caught up in this, he's probably looked at other stuff too. I doubt that he stopped at 12-year-olds in bathing suits.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Know.
Maybe he should go to therapy. Again, if there's a waiting list for those other things, there's no waiting list to get a therapist and really begin working on yourself. That's a tough one, man. I'm telling you, that's a demon I am so fucking happy I don't have.
Jimmy, thanks for at least giving me this hour-long forum. I love what you do.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one, man. Sorry to hear that's happening to you. Good luck.
Okay.
Bye.
Rich in Maryland.
Hi. That must be a man with family in Maryland. He's rich in Maryland because you're rich if you have family.
Bite me.
Hi, Rich.
Hey, Jim, I got a question for you.
Sure.
I go to the usual porn sites, you know, Lobster Tube and Motherless and YouPorn Host, and I keep getting viruses.
Yeah.
And I have to call a computer guy to come in to get rid of this one virus that I had. So he came in and he says, oh, you've been looking at porn. So, you know, I was kind of embarrassed with it, but, you know, I copped up to it, and he got rid of the virus and everything. And he put an antivirus on my computer, which prohibits me from going to porn sites.
Well, that's not cool.
Every time I do, I get bumped off the internet. And I got to log off and then reboot, and I get hooked back onto it again. So I got rid of that antivirus. But I was wondering, what antivirus do you use that would, or a good antivirus to use to get rid of any viruses from watching?
Well, I don't use antivirus because I have a Mac, and maybe it was your pop-up browser control stuff. I don't know enough about computers, but I can't think of anything that will bump you off Xtube or Xhamster. So are you if you're downloading porn, maybe you'll get viruses, but I don't think you're going to get a virus going to YouPorn or Xtube. I'm not saying you can't, but if you're just watching it, don't download anything.
Yeah, well, I don't download. I just, you know, I was at Lobster Tube and I was watching. It was, you know, a mother-daughter thing on Lobster Tube. It's not really that big of a deal. And all of a sudden, I got this looked like a screensaver that came up and it had the FBI logo on it, and it said that the FBI has blocked my computer for viewing porn, and it's going to cost me $200 to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I did everything to get rid of it, and I couldn't.
I just heard of that virus, by the way. It's someone told me about that, where it locks up your computer.
Oh, it does.
And that's being used, and they ask you to send money, and that money, I hear, is being used to fund some civil war or some war somewhere. I forget where. Someone talked about this last night. I don't know. I've never encountered that stuff. Get a fucking Mac And just go to some of the bigger sites, because I haven't had a computer virus in many years, dude. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Just don't be embarrassed if they have to fucking look through your computer. That's all.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Happy spanking.
Yeah. Bye.
All right.
Sean in Brooklyn.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah, Jim. Like my wife, she's like stuck with this comedian dude like a long time ago. Every time I see the dude on TV, I get like really pissed off. Like I know it was like a long time ago, but when I see the dude, I just get like mad.
Well, none of us like, to be honest, to see a guy that has fucked our girlfriend or our wife or whatever in the past. None of us like. It's like bumping into the ex. None of us like to see this person. But it's a part of life. I mean, it happens. I mean, everybody has a past, so why would you let that get you so mad? I mean, you have a past too. You just might not be seeing the chicks that she doesn't see, the girls you've hooked up with. So why would you get mad at that?
Yeah, because he's like successful or more successful than me and shit, and I'm just like, I don't want to see this guy. And you don't want to think about some successful dude that banged your chick a long time ago. It just makes me mad. Like,
well, you might want to look at the positive in that she's with you. And maybe he gave her a lousy fuck. Did you ever ask her the details? That's what I would do with girlfriends. When I would get threatened or feel uncomfortable or feel bad, I would just ask for details. I swear to you, I would ask for details and I would just jerk off thinking about it. I made it dirty for myself because that threat or that insecurity of other men weighs on all men. That kills us more than anything. So I just learned how to make it dirty in my own mind and stop obsessing. Because there's plenty of times I would be with a girl and we would fucking, her ex comes up or, not on TV, but one place or the other.
all right, I mean, I'm too insecure for that, but thanks for the advice, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, don't let it eat at you, man. You're married to her. You got her. Everyone has a past, and again, it's not a big deal. If you don't want to hear the details, fine, but don't let it eat at you. There's plenty of other things to feel shitty about. Not her past, you shouldn't.
All right, man. Cool. I love your comedy, man. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you, buddy. Be good.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. I was interested if you had ever gotten hookers or escorts in Mexico.
I never did. No, I went to Acapulco. No, wait. What's it begin with a C? When I went to spring break? Cancun for MTV years ago. That's actually where I met 50 Cent the first time. We were on a flight together. But I did not get any hookers when I was there. So I've never, ever prostituted in Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes I go to San Diego and I jump over to Tijuana. There's an escort service I use, but
oh,
I'm
okay.
just curious.
Yeah, no, dude, I wouldn't go near Mexico now. I'm going to San Diego this weekend, but I would never go. It's too crazy with the cartel violence and stuff. I would avoid Mexico at all costs.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Have a great one.
Okay, buddy.
E-Train in Boston.
Ooh, hello, E-Train.
Hey, Jimmy. How we doing, brother?
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I guess hopefully you can give me some advice here. I've been married 7 years, and that's not the problem. My marriage is pretty awesome. Prior to her, I was dating this girl for close to 3 years, and we almost got married, and it was pretty serious, and then we had a really ugly breakup. And just this past weekend, I recently found out that she died.
Oof.
And there's a part of me that has sadness, about it, but at the same time, I guess technically I just don't know how to feel. Like it ended very badly, and to a point where I never spoke to her again or forgave her.
Well, let me ask you, how long are you together?
We were together for 3 years.
And how long ago did you break up?
7 years.
Okay, so what actually broke you up? Did she sleep with somebody else or go with one of your friends?
Well, the day we broke up, she slept with her best guy friend. And then I found out that she cheated on me once before that.
Well, relationships always end badly, and people do dumb stuff. So what are you conflicted about feeling? Like really sad? Or is there a party that's glad or a party that's indifferent?
No, I guess there's part sadness, part guilt that I knew she was ill. She was an ill person, and we knew that she only had a half-life expectancy.
Okay.
And I guess I feel a little guilty that I never allowed her to feel forgiveness from me.
Did she reach out to you and try to make up?
A couple times, And the last time she did, I tried, she did the whole, like, friend me on Facebook thing. And the last time she did it, I accepted her friendship. But after a day of just seeing her drama posts and everything, I unfriended her. I just couldn't deal with it.
Sure.
It was too much of the same bullshit.
Yeah, you realize that the breakup was the right thing, and it saved you 7 years of misery. Just because somebody is sick, it doesn't mean that you have to be involved with them if they're people that you find you just genuinely don't like anymore, or that genuinely you don't enjoy being around. You can still feel sad that she's dead, but I wouldn't feel guilty. You didn't do anything wrong. The relationship ended. You're supposed to. Sometimes you're friends with your ex, but you're supposed to fucking move on when the relationship ends. And then you Facebook friend her and she's still babbling about the same stuff. You should feel confident that, you know what? You made the right decision by not getting sucked back into it.
Yeah, well, that actually helps a little bit. I didn't really think of it that way.
Yeah, and you could feel sad if somebody's dead. Sometimes we think we're supposed to feel worse than we do. Just whatever it is, it is. However you feel, you feel. I heard years ago, feelings aren't facts. They come and they go, man. If you feel sad, grieve her. If you find yourself feeling indifferent, okay. It's been 7 years. Maybe indifference is what sets in.
And I guess a follow-up question to that. I'm a stand-up, and, this stage is where I do a lot of my therapy. But
yeah.
Is it wrong to bring this up on stage when it deals with someone who's passed away?
No. If it was, I'd have 5 minutes of material. You got to talk about everything in your life. You don't want to name her. You don't want it to be specific to her, but why not? It's a part of your life. It affected you, and no, it's not wrong at all.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot, man. That helps a lot, brother.
All right, good luck, man.
Hey, thanks.
Take care, buddy.
No, sorry,
That's
Mike
right.
in New Brunswick.
Oh, Mike, New Brunswick. That's where I'm from, North Brunswick. How are you?
Good, Jimmy. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Listen, I'm 27 years old. I've been with my fiance for 11 years. We got together at a really young age, and her family came across really hard times. So basically, she's been with my family since almost been together after a year. I cheated on her a couple times in the past, and then, she always moved right past it. And then about a year ago, she was working at a place, and she had cheated on me. And it's kind of one of them things where it's like, I haven't been able to move past it myself, and I feel like it's just our relationship really can't progress from it. But now she's just been talking about getting married next year and all this other shit like that. And it's like, I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing by staying with her, because part of me feels like she's only with me because she's unsure of her own true feelings.
Maybe. I mean, I don't. How many times did you cheat on her?
Well, I cheated on her probably like 3 or 4 times, but I got caught out there 2 times.
Now, so she knows you've cheated twice. How did you find out she did?
Well, what happened was a family member of mine who's close to being 60 years old owned his own repair business. His wife cheated on him and left him. He needed somebody like a secretary kind of thing to answer his phones and such. And she was working for him. And then he had a guy who was working for him, probably like 30 years old. One weekend she told me that, she just needed some time for herself and this and that. She went out, and then that's what happened.
Did she have sex with the guy?
Yeah.
Was it only that one time?
That I know of. The thing is, it's like, I gave her my word on New Year's Eve that it was like, look, we're going to start a new year, try to start fresh and not talk about it and kind of leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if she forgave you, or maybe she didn't forgive you, maybe she thought she did, and maybe she knew about the other times. A lot of times women know, even when they can't prove it.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's all she's done, though? And do you think that she'd be faithful from here on out?
Well, I mean, I know that she, for the most part, I mean, I'm pretty sure that she always was, only because we were always, like, so tight. It's like we always have been together. Like, young, like, I don't drink, she doesn't drink, so we never really been out to bars. We never, like, we kind of just, it's like wherever she was at, I was at. Wherever I was at, she was at. So it's like she never really had the opportunity to ever do anything else. You know what I mean?
If you asked her, hey, can I use your phone for a second, would she just hand you her cell phone and let you use it?
She didn't used to, but see, that's kind of what raised an eyebrow with me. Like, everything as far as phone bills and everything is all in my name. So it was like, when this all happened, I kind of felt like, all right, I'm going to go online, and I checked all the phone records, and that's how I really called her out there. And it's like now, for a while when that was going on, it was like, hey, can I grab your phone real quick? I'm going to check something, on the internet or whatever, and everything will be deleted out of it. Now it's like nothing's deleted out of it, but at the same time, she knows that I'm on top of it, so she really can't.
Right, so you don't know if she's still being dirty. Well, I wouldn't marry.
I don't know, like, if she goes to, like, a friend's house or a family member's house, if she still talks to the guy, like, from a house phone or not. Like, I'm not so much worried about her talking to him or anything, because I don't think that really goes on. It's just that I don't know, like, if me, myself, not being able to move past it is going to, like, just do nothing but cause more misery down the road.
Yeah, I would suggest moving past it before you get married, and maybe tell her what you just told me. Maybe it still needs to be talked about. You know, you can't just say, hey, it's Happy New Year, let's not talk about it. Right, if you're really weighing the option of not marrying her, well, then you should fucking tell her that.
Yeah, right. I agree 100%.
All right, well, I hope she's not fucking other people, sir.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Good luck to you and your cock, my friend.
Matt in Jersey.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you today?
Oh, I'm good, Matt. Thank you.
Good. I just wanted to call and give the flip side to that guy who called back and said his wife or his girlfriend dated a stand-up and he hates them.
Yeah.
My wife also once dated a stand-up. He's a pretty big guy, third mic on the greatest radio show.
Oh, good.
It's we actually, this guy wrote a book and we went to a book signing and
oh, nice.
It's a little awkward, but hey, you know what? She's not with him anymore. She's with me, and I can still say that guy's the greatest comedian ever.
Well, thank you very much to whoever he is. So how long ago did this hot comic stud hook up with this young lady?
It was probably about maybe 7 or 8 years ago. She told me this story one time that I heard him tell, where they were in a pizza place and he saw himself on a sitcom on the TV in the pizza place.
Oh, okay.
And I just had a chuckle about that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, so she's married now. Very good. Very, very good.
Yes. Her husband's pretty cool and a big fan of this guy.
Well, thank you very much. That was obviously before you.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, don't let it eat at you, man. I'm a fucking very mediocre lay. So give her my best, though. She's a really nice girl, and I'm happy to hear that she's doing well. I know exactly who you mean, and I hope she's doing good.
She's doing great. Thanks, Jimmy.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Craig in Arizona.
Hi, Craig.
Hey, Jimmy. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I love you, dude. Good. Hey, my question for you is it's a little bit strange from what the other topics are, but I'm one of the dudes that kind of relentlessly fuck with Bobo on Twitter.
Okay.
And I just wonder if I do have a lot of fun with it, but then there's some guilt because the dude obviously hasn't had the greatest life out there, and I just want to know if you think I should just knock it off, basically.
Yeah, with Bobo, it's a weird thing, man. We have him in all the time, and I like Bobo a lot. I really do. And of course, that he's it's not the sharpest pencil. And there's times where I get frustrated with him because I'm looking at him like I'm looking at like one of the guys. Like, come on, dummy, what are you doing? I'm not looking at him like, oh, you poor victim. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You're not thinking. But when you fucking with him on Twitter, like I goofed on him the other day about banging his chick or whatever. But then after like a little while, I was like, what am I doing? It's like, even though I kind of like him and he's kind of a friend from the show, you realize it's kind of mean-spirited and you're not necessarily on a level playing field. So I kind of, I understand people have fun with Bobo, but if you're questioning it, then just lay off him. This girl he's talking to this girl a little bit too much. He's probably driving her nuts. And he'll suffer the consequences of that. He doesn't need anybody else fucking with him. So I would suggest, if it's bothering you, lay off him, because I'm sure it couldn't hurt him to have people lay off him.
Sure. Okay. Cool, man. I will take your advice. Thanks, you, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Okay, man. Take care.
James in Detroit.
Hi, James. James. Sam fucked up.
Jeremy in Missouri.
Hello, Jeremy in Missouri.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, listening to your show, I realized how many whiny bitches are out there without real problems. But I, however, have a real problem.
Okay.
I'm with this girl. I'm 25. I've been with many girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all been freaks for most part. Well, I finally got a good girl. She's a good woman. She's a good cook. And she lets me bang her. The only problem is that she's not very good at giving blowjobs. It's the tiniest blowjob I've ever had in my entire life, and that's something I love doing. She does not like doing it, has no ambition to get better at it. How do I do this? It's not a deal breaker if she doesn't get better at it. I can still be with her without the blowjobs.
Well, I mean, you could talk to her and say, guide her through it, make it dirty. I don't like the fact that she has no ambition to get a little bit better at it if it's something she knows you like. Just tell her what you like, I guess. That's the way I always do it. Like, if a girl is giving me head or we're doing something, I won't scold her and go, up, now. I'll just kind of go like, take it out, lick the back of it, or try to get her to not just try to shove the whole thing in her mouth. Maybe she could lick it and stroke it. I don't know. but I would tell her nicely, because I stopped seeing a girl one time because I like getting head, and I hate girls that won't give me head because it annoys me on principle. So she's like, oh, I'll do it. And she was doing it as a favor. I was like, no, don't worry about it. Stop, don't worry about it. And then I just stopped seeing her. But you obviously like this girl a lot more than I like that one, so.
Oh yeah, well I'm starting to fall for this girl big time. The problem is that she has like almost no experience. She's been with maybe one or two partners, where I, however, have been with close to 50.
Right. Well, then maybe she'll get better, dude. Maybe in time she'll get better. Maybe she's a little intimidated by your experience. So she sounds like a good girl. I mean, if you really like this girl and she cooks and she lets you fuck her, all right, so the head's a little toothy. There's going to be something off with every girl. Imagine if she gave great head, but she fucks all your friends. I mean, you take this option.
All right, thanks, Jim.
All right, take care. You and your girthy cock. Godspeed.
You want to do that?
We're almost.
We have 2 minutes.
Oh, my God. Well, it's like this guy was saying. It's like I always say, look, if you ask any gal what was the best gift she ever got, without hesitation, without even thinking about it, she'll say a load from Jim Norton. The second best thing is her engagement ring. It's very, very important because it's not just a ring, not just a sign of affection. It's everything to her. Guys, here's what we're saying. They're stupid. The ring is everything to them. You know that. Every time she washes her hands, every time she washes the jism of one of your friends off her hands while you're hard at work, every time someone at the store hands her change, every time she jerks off a cab because she forgot her purse, you get credit for that ring because she'll look at it. So it's got to be perfect. Steven Singer, who has masturbated a lot of men in cabs, gets that. That's why he knows how important a hand look is. At Steven Singer Jewelers, they have the perfect system to make sure you get the perfect ring. Steven knows how important this is. He makes it painless. You go online to IHateStevenSinger.com. You don't even have to see his stupid face. Or if you want to look at his face just to mock him, you can go to his store at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philadelphia. With Steven's 100% money-back guarantee, you get the best service, best value, and best experience. He really is good at this. Steven Singer is a guy you can trust with the most important decision you're ever going to make, which is getting this chick a ring that she likes and that she's happy with so she doesn't fucking secretly hate you every time she looks at her hand. Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut, 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER, or just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com. Are we done for the day?
We are.
Well, I think it's been a real bang-up show. You're welcome! I'll be in San Diego this weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday on the Uppy and Anthony Show.